Hey everyone, welcome to another LightWork tutorial. This one's sort of targeted at sort of the audit functionality or some of the audit functionality embedded within LightWork. So this is mainly for ACPs or APs to perform on-site checks, to count lights, take lux readings, take photos, just to make sure that everything that's claimed to have been installed is in line with the scheme requirements. So to show you how it works, I'll just go into job list. And then I can pick which, I can download any job I want as the AP or ACP and, of my customers. And let's say that one of the guys has done an install at a Belly for Lollies and I want to go out to site just to check that everything is in line. So what I can do is open up and I can actually see their entire job on my tablet, but also there's an added functionality. Down the very bottom here is the option Audit Report. So if I click Audit Report, then it opens up sort of like a little bit of a back-end thing and highlights any of the issues that might be, available. Geotags are within the building. It has a question mark, or it'll have a pass or a fail. So it does not contain mercury vapor or metal halides. Sometimes it's quite easy to get those mixed up and they're worth different wattages, so it's important to get it right. There's no nomination form signature date at the moment in this job, so it alerts me. Occupancy sensors, you can see those are some of the main things that we've been, just from what we've picked up in from audits, we add those in just because we know that they're important to the scheme and we want to make sure we have them covered as an AP or an ACP. Now site visit participants, it's got the job details, date and time of the audit, so when I'm on site I can say, yep, this is the day, this is the time. And then if there's an electrician, you can put their name in, so maybe Steve Jones, the electrician, and myself on site. Now you can have some general feedback. Now it's possible to send this entire audit report to the person who did the install, so it sort of summarizes it. Does the lighting diagram reflect the actual? You can say correct, or maybe you leave it blank and say the number of lights, there was one less. Please adjust. AC in line with claim, correct, control devices, there's all options there. So did the brand and model of the installed products match? So maybe you take some fittings out of the ceiling, or use a scissor lift and go to check the model numbers, so you can say yep, everything was in line. And then especially for LED tube replacements, particularly in Victoria, it's important to get the rewiring done correctly to ensure that you're eligible. So starter replaced with the fuse, yes. Capacitor was removed, yes. Ballast removed or terminal block destroyed, yes. In case ballasts are not removed, ballast type identical to the claim. If you can still see it in there and they've claimed one type of ballast and it's not right, you can say yes or no. And the warning sticker. And it's got some wiring diagrams for you to refer to here for how to do it if it's an electronic or a magnetic ballast. Also then you can actually go into each of the spaces. So let's say I want to go into the storage factory and I can view the drawings. So what I've got here, if I want to mark the space, what I can do is hit mark space and it brings up the drawing, and then I can actually start ticking and counting off the lights while I'm on site. So if one's missing, maybe I'll say, that one's missing and I want to put some comments. And then you've also got the option to choose after as well, because obviously mainly we'll be marking up the after plan, so I accidentally marked up the before, but yeah, you go, you can write on there, say missing light, save. And then you can write a comment. So I can say, for example, there was a missing light. So, and then if you want to include in your report, obviously we don't want the report to be too big when it goes to the client because they don't want to see any unnecessary information. So I want this particular drawing here to be included in the report because I've written on there that it's missing a light. So I can choose to include that in the report. I'll leave the rest of these out of the report. It's not relevant. Maybe everything's fine in this area, so I can just leave it out. If there's pictures, maybe I go in and I say, you've claimed an office, but this is a, restaurant. So the space type needs to be changed. There you go, and I want that to be included in the report because there's something that needs to be changed, but the rest is fine. So I can skip it. Now, space technology, if maybe I go up on the scissor lift and I look and I see that the model number doesn't match what's been installed, I can say incorrect model number or whatever and include that in the report. Then you can work your way down. If you need on site to take photos, you can take as many photos as you want. Maybe they've got the wrong model number, so you can take a picture and say, look, it was actually this type of ballast that we found on site, still left in the T8 fittings. Okay. So then I can type a comment. The ballast bypassed. Oops. On site were magnetic, not electronic. So, please adjust. There you go. So, and I've chosen to include that in the report, but you don't have to. Then you have customer feedback, maybe something like, you're doing great. Keep up the good work. Overall comments, and then you can sign off, and I can say, look, I was on site. There's my signature. Steve Jones, the electrician, SJ, can sign off. And the customer, who might be there on site, Willy Wonka, can sign off. And then you can save the report and send it via email, whatever you like. So that's just some of the back-end functionality that we have to be able to just make sure everyone's abiding by the rules of the scheme. All right. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to contact us directly or give us some feedback or suggestions on how we can improve. We'd love to hear from you.